Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Supernatural Girls. I'm your host, Patricia Baker, here with my lovely co host, Miss PK, all the way from Tucson, where it's also very warm.
Waiting for a big storm to come through.
Oh, ooh.
Yes, ooh, ooh. So if I go bye-bye, you'll know why.
Well, no, you were taken away by thunder and lightning. Oh, gee.
Oh, I get to ride that cloud.
Yes.
Woohoo! We're looking at a new moon tonight, too.
Oh, okay. We have to make good use of that.
New moon wishes for
All
those
right.
interested in doing so.
That's right. New affirmations. Money comes to me from everywhere.
Oh, God, yes. My hands are out.
All right. Money comes to me from everywhere. That's your abstract affirmation for the night. That one you can use. You can put health in there, love, whatever you need, whatever you want.
Good things are going
All
to
of the
take
above.
place now. I mean,
Oh,
just
good.
take a look at all the wonderful things that are about to take place. The world is
We need it.
going through some major changes, but I keep feeling that there's things are going to get a lot better.
Oh, good.
It, and as closer as it gets to the retrograde ending, the better I know it's going to
Yeah,
be.
that's right.
You can get a
I've
new
had enough of
computer.
it.
I can get a new life.
Yeah. No, the retrograde, I'm done with that already. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ready to see it go
it's been
away.
fun with me, that's for sure.
Yeah. I know it. I know it. I want to remind everybody because we had such a big response to your clips on TikTok on house numbers. They're still writing and asking questions. We put an app together, everybody. It's on supernaturalgirlswithaz.com. You can go there. Just scroll down from the homepage and you will see there's an app for $3. You get into the app, you can find any number that you want, any number, and how to change it. You can match it up with your birth date. It's all there. So, because we can't get to all of you that have been so kind to write in and ask questions, what is my house number? How can I change it? So now it's there on the app for $3. It's a bargain. Just go sign up and you can play with it for as long as you want. It's there for your benefit. Change the energy inside and outside. That's what we say.
Well, the nice part about it is if before you purchase anything, you have a chance to look ahead of time. Is the number
Yes,
going to be conducive to where you're going or what you can do with it? Because
that's
there's
right.
nothing worse than being in the middle of nowhere and finding out there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was just talking to somebody who's living in a two house with her husband, and they're looking at a new house, but it's a one. So I'm sure they're going to want to change that.
Most definitely.
That
Most
energy. And it's an easy way, easy fix because PK had it all figured out for everybody. So we just plugged it in to the app, and you had just have to go there, sign up, pay your $3, and away you go. You'll be able to have all that knowledge at your fingertips. So
that's the best
go
part
there.
because you can test drive it
You can. That's right.
and
Try before you buy.
uh, that's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it?
Yes.
They get married that way. Hmm.
Yeah. If only. All right. Oh, goodness. Well, we have just an incredible, remarkable woman with us tonight.
Yes, we
She
do.
is multi talented. She is very aware. She was born awake, one of those very rare people that came in with awareness. I'm still
Hmm.
looking for it. I know you are too, right? But
Does it show?
we might find it tonight with Maria. Maria Martinez was born awake to a reality interwoven with the unseen. Maria has navigated the tapestry of dimensions and timelines since childhood. Descended from a lineage of powerful shamans, she embodies an ancient wisdom that transcends the confines of ordinary perception. She is guided by quite a team archangels, ascended masters, and luminous beings from across the cosmos. She has received the wisdom of the Galactic Federation, the Order of Mary Magdalene, and the Order of Melchizedek. So Maria's journey is far from ordinary. She has, we got to talk about all this stuff, visited her own starship, walked the corridors of the Confederation ship, and even been sought out by interdimensional beings seeking her guidance and leadership in their cosmic causes. Maria is a woman who sees the unseen, heals the unhealable, Oh, that's
Oh,
us.
oh God. Right.
And dances with the very fabric of reality. Maria, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Such a pleasure to be here with both of you.
Uh,
Beautiful.
it's so great to have you here. I know we had some hiccups scheduling, but I'm so glad we got it all worked out finally.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you for your patience. So, gosh, I mean, we've got so much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin. It's so exciting, all of what you're doing, and you had this awareness since childhood, and
Yes.
then you said you took kind of a break and went into normal traditional life. And
Yes.
then what happened? Something changed.
Yes, then my children were born, and I felt like I had a higher purpose at that moment because I could sense their own purpose as well. And in
Mhm.
order for me to hold the space for them, support them, and show them the way, I
Mm,
also needed to change and step back into my own purpose, my mission.
mhm.
And there began almost so everything that was began to fall apart, but it began to fall apart because it no longer fit. It was no longer in alignment. It was no longer the direction, the timeline that we were moving into.
That's not an easy shift.
No.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but you managed to make it work and come out into a whole new world of exploration and share that with other people. So I want everybody to know if you want to work with Maria, you can do that. You can go to her website, which is mariamartinez.com. Is that what it is? Or we
It's
have a different name?
360prosperity.com.
Okay, I like that one. Prosperity. Oh, good. Yes, we're going to talk about that too. So
Everybody got away.
you can schedule something with Maria and see if this you want to take the next step there on her website after having a conversation with her, and then you can decide which direction you want to go in and when. It's a wonderful way to get to know Maria and for Maria to get to know you too. So don't hesitate to go to that website and introduce yourself. There are so many possibilities in working with you, Maria, because you have so many contacts from the other side, from this side, from the archangels to the ETs to everybody. So, any favorites in your
Um,
list?
Not necessarily. I think ultimately is kind of being connected to the universe and to source, uh,
Mm-hmm.
the universal field and the universal wisdom. I channel source directly, and everyone else just comes in as part of the team. So
Mm-hmm.
when I'm channeling, I'm getting the information directly from source, and they're all next to me, and then
Mm-hmm.
we get sort of our orders from source, and then we start delegating. I'm doing most of the delegating with our team. So it's a powerful collaboration with my team as well as our divine connection with source.
How
Wow.
exciting. So, take
That's
us through like a typical experience where somebody, let's say somebody comes to you and they're not feeling well, they have a chronic illness or something else, and they need your help. So, how do you approach that with them?
Uh, and that happens often, and especially people that are in this field of healing and channeling, this field of light working. And when they come in, it, how they're feeling, and sometimes it's been something that they've been dealing over many years.
Mm-hmm.
Just a client comes to mind. She was dealing with her symptoms, which was chronic pain in her muscles and in the joints. And the way she described it, it felt like her bones were dissolving. That's the kind of level of pain that she was having. And the
Oh,
way it showed up is that very severe pain where she could only stand up for a short period of time. Her body will kind of just give out on her.
mm,
So when I looked at her, and this is the way I look at everybody, regardless if they're coming in for health, abundance, or to become more self-actualized, access their potential and their codex. So I look at everything all at once, meaning that I open up the blueprint and I start and I look at it. It looks like a beautiful tapestry where I am in it, but it's all again showing up, like coming forward all at once. So I'll open up the timelines, the lifetimes, everywhere she's pulling karma from, or she was pulling karma from. And I look at if there's any other part of her, so spirit fragments, soul fragments somewhere else.
mm,
And when you look at them, are they just stranded, lost, or trapped, or they've been hijacked, kidnapped? So I look at everything that is missing and everything that is out of balance in the divine blueprint. And I also look at for entity interferences, demonic interferences, because a lot of the light workers unfortunately tend to have that. And then I look at any agreements that she's made. So agreements, contracts, oaths, vows, commitments, pacts. And then I look at the ancestral lineage, how much of the ancestral lineage is kind of bleeding into her field. And I look at whether she accepted it or whether it's just being projected into her field. So I look at these other elements, and I look at the person here now. What is the story that they're holding, and how are they connected to the story? So the relationship with themselves, the relationship with their mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, energetic body. So as I open up the field of the divine blueprint, I also ask them. A lot of times they know what I'm talking about. A lot of times they don't, but they just go with it. I ask them to expand themselves into their multidimensional selves here in the 3D, 4D. And so when I look at them, I look at where the root cause is in this lifetime, which of the bodies it originated, and how it sort of entangles the other bodies. So we start at the root cause and we start pulling and clearing all the other bodies. And the goal is to reintegrate the person, to reintegrate so that they have a wonderful relationship with all parts of themselves. And now they're working as one.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's the 3D. And then we go into the other, the other clearings, which I described earlier.
Now, are you finding any particular patterns going on? Because so many people are not feeling well today with chronic illnesses and all kinds of stuff. Are you seeing a pattern? Like, is it all coming from one place or mainly from a certain place in the field?
Not necessarily, but what I find often is being tagged, traced, or there's a part of the person that something else has ownership of, and that's an entity or another being from another place or a demonic being. And when I find that, what we do is we remove that interference and we reclaim that part of themselves, the ownership of their totality. So this is what I describe as cosmic sovereignty. We go back and find everywhere where either you agreed to it, or they stripped your power, or they hijacked you, or when you were in the interlife coming into another timeline, you were hijacked, captured, or you were hooked into something. And so what that looks like, and sometimes I call these the handlers, where you feel like you're living your life, but you're not really living your life because there's something else at play that you have a sense of, but you can't really touch. It's not apparent, it's not visible to you, but you know that there's something not right in your field. Otherwise, you'd have, with the efforts and all the inner work that you've done, you'd have exactly what you're wanting to create. So I find often in light workers where there's a demonic interference, and not just the possession in this life. This is something very ancient, very old, and very close to the time of creation of that individual. And it's followed them through many lifetimes.
Oh, now they must run when they see you coming, those demonic things.
Well, they try. They have my teams.
Like, they brought Maria this time.
We're in trouble.
Better leave now.
Like, they don't like team, you know what to do.
Yeah, that's probably true. You have such a wonderful unified energy. So I can imagine that when you're helping people like this, they feel not only the support, but the strength of will that's unified to be able to take these things out and give them a good shake and wave goodbye, and that's the end of them. So it's great. Now, how did you learn this? Because it doesn't sound like you were taught from your grandmother, grandfather, or were you? Where did this come from?
I wasn't. Actually, I was doing this very young. When I was 5 or 6, I was doing my mission work. And I was with my team, and my team has evolved, by the way. Like when I was younger, it was mainly the angels and the ascended masters. And as my mission evolved, and as I went beyond Earth into other dimensions, my team also evolved to also higher luminous beings of light. Some of them are the star seeds, and some of them they don't have a name or a form. They'll call themselves like architects of light, or just luminous beings. But yes, my team has evolved as my mission also has expanded. But I've been doing this work since I was young. I remember, traveling into different dimensions and finding this image is very clear because this is when I realized what I was doing. I remember going down into what appeared like it was the astral plane, but what it looked like it was kind of this desert place, mountain, cavernous area. And we went all the way down, and I knew that I wasn't alone because I felt their presence, and finding a spirit fragment or spirit tied to the what appeared to be a wall. And my team said, okay, we're here, let's do the work. And I knew what to do without them telling me what to do, because I came with this knowledge from my other lifetime. So in that in the astral plane, in the sleep state, and in the in between, like between fully waking up, I always knew I had access to this knowledge. But I remember very clearly, and also I remember them coming in and waking me up from my sleep and saying, okay, let's go.
Oh, wow.
We're ready to go. And
Late night downloads.
this is the training that later on. So I met my shamanic mentor when I was 8. And from the ages of 8 to 16 off and on, I do initiations with her, different types of initiations with her. And they were all about my sovereignty. They were all about clearing my space. They were all about reclaiming my light, my energy, being in charge of my field. And I was 18, 19, because it was my first year in college. It was really getting out of hand, where I would sit at my desk and all of a sudden I see a portal opening up, beings coming on, another portal. So I was in a tiny room with all these other beings there, and some of them were of the light, some of them were not. And it was just not disturbing. It was creating difficulties in being a student and getting my work done, performing the things that I needed to perform. So I came back home and I told my mom, I said, I need to master this. So I started my training with my mentor, and she was a hands-on trainer teacher. So now at the physical level, we continued to do that work that I was doing at that spiritual level when I was 5 and 6 years old. She showed me how to undo magic, black magic, witchcraft. She showed me how to reintegrate spirit, restore spirit fragments, and how to read the field, and how to connect to the spirit of the individual standing or remotely, and then find the pieces that were missing in the field, and then bringing them back, awakening them, restoring them, connecting back to their core star, and then bringing them back into the individual. So it started in sort of in the spirit state, and then it moved into people walking around. And this happens often. I'll go to especially theme parks. There are a lot of demonic beings. And, like,
what are they doing there?
I say theme parks because I see them often there, but it's really the places of gathering and intersection that I see them. And some theme parks will have like scary things, and they elicit fear. Elicit fear. So there's those kind of portals being open. And so what she initially taught me was, again, how to read the field and how to identify what was there, how much of it was there, like the attachments, occupants, walk-ins, possessions. And then she taught me how to clear all of that.
Wow.
Did it ever make you fearful with all this going on?
When I was younger, it did. When I would say about between the ages of 8 and 12, which was when I became aware, oh, I'm different than everybody else. And the only reason it was afraid, when I was in the mission, I wasn't afraid. I just had this knowing that I knew what to do, and they were always there with me, and I would always be safe. But in the awakened state, it's when they would come in, because I'm clairvoyant as well. I have all my clairs are open. They would come in and they would kind of stand in my face and like, no one can help you.
Oh, gosh.
So initially it was like, oh, took me by surprise. But over time, I just learned to say no. Like, this is just energy information. I'm not entertaining you. Goodbye.
Your children
that's
have
good.
the power that you do?
I'm sorry?
Do your children have the powers that you do?
Yes. All 3 of them.
Oh my, all of them.
Full house then.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun, and I have conversations, and when I have events, I take them with me, and they are my staff. So they work in my booth, and they don't do any clearings or healings, but they hold the space.
That's
How
wonderful.
beautiful. Yes. Oh my. Wow, what a life. Now, we have questions for you about the ETs because you have extensive experience there. And
Mm.
we just had on our show William Stick Evers, who's one of our buddies. He's a great astrologer, and he did a presentation on disclosure and why we're not hearing that last piece, which is all about abductions and things like that. So the big question that he brought up, which I think is true, it's keeping the government from being honest because it's going to unleash holy hell on them once everybody knows what really happened. But the question that he brought up is valid. It's what is their agenda? Been here for a long time. They've been taking people, working with people for a long time. You're friends with them. So have they divulged what they're doing to you?
I chuckle because there's so many of them, and
There
I'm only
are a lot.
yes.
I know, there's like so many.
So the ones that you're describing, so okay, so there's many, and there's the ones that are here that have their only agenda is to help humanity evolve, awaken, and step into our true connection and true divine essence of who we are. That's who I work with. Now,
Mhm.
some of the other ones that I don't work with are the ones that I help clear experimental things from individuals, trauma from abductions and things like that. So, the question, what is their agenda? There's so many agendas. It's hard to say like which one because there's so many of them.
Right.
And we only
Yeah.
know a few because those are the ones that people are talking about. But the people I feel like myself and others that can see, have experience, and have worked with people that have those experiences, we know there's so many out there. Um, and if I were to say what is their agenda in general would be their power and
Mhm.
control, and projecting their own system of belief systems into humanity. So I had this question about the movie disclosures, and so my answer to that is be very discerning, feel in for yourself, don't believe everything you hear. Right?
Mhm.
Get your own answers, feel for yourself, um, because sometimes they want to make it like, oh, it's fine, they're here to help,
Right.
trust. But we
Yeah.
want to trust ourselves first. We want to trust the divine within ourselves first, and that's where we want to get the information, not from everybody else. Project information, and again, I say that because myself and other people like myself and people that I have in my groups, we do Earth mission work as well. And some of the mission work that we do is we go out into the cosmos, into the galaxy, and especially out into Earth's atmospheres, and we look at who is coming in to interrupt, who is coming in, or what is out there that is projecting and that is sending frequencies that wants to control, dominate humanity, or wants to make humanity forget, or want to move them back into the fear, lack, and scarcity, or want to move them into the dream state. And then we clear all of that. And then we go back and then there's more or others. So that's why I
Mhm.
said there's so many, but I feel like the most important thing is discern, feel for yourself, ask the questions directly to source, and then from that point, know what's in front of you, or who you're asking the question to. I also noticed that other people channel, and they're channeling beings, and a lot of the information that they are channeling has a transmission. So the information sounds, it's what you want to hear, but the transmission that is being transmitted is not. It
Ah.
it's kind of putting people in a trance, and moving them into like a yes, like yes, we're open to receive, but what you're becoming is a transmitter again, also for that being. So again,
Oh, I
discerning,
see.
yeah, be very discerning. What's out there? Trust yourself, trust source within you, trust the divine within you, trust your higher self, and ask your questions directly.
Now,
What about,
what about oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry, PK, go ahead.
I was say, what about a person that would like to have the knowledge that you do? How do they get involved to be able to utilize what you came into this world with? How do they obtain this information to be able to be of assistance on this point?
Yes. So some of it comes, naturally because you came here to awaken at a certain time. And when you fully awaken, and I'm seeing this a lot actually, when I'm meeting people that something happened recently, or they something just clicked and now they're fully activated, and then they're coming in and we are opening up, clearing the channels, we're clearing what is there so that they can fully access their knowledge. So again, I feel like some of it is happening naturally because you're ready and you've done some of the inner work, or you had decided at this time was the time that you were going to step into your abilities and be who you came here to be. So that's one way that's happened. The other way, I offer a group, and I call the Christic Codex Architects. And what I described earlier, when we open up the Divine Blueprint and we look at all the information at once, that's what I teach them to do. And in order to do that as well, we look at, well, what is blocking you from having this access that is really available to everybody? So we look at what I was describing earlier, like, are there any interferences? Have you been tagged? Do you have any contracts? Are you having called in any ancestral agreements? And again, we look at the multidimensional body. Do you feel like you're enough? Do you feel worthy of this information? Is the inner child ready to receive that? Is the physical body, the nervous system, ready to be activated? So we look at all of these dimensions, and then we bring all of that online so that you can receive and be and embody who you came here to be.
Interesting.
So there is a way. What about people that have been abducted and they have memory loss or their memory's wiped and they can only remember bits and pieces? And how do you work with somebody like that? Do you help to reestablish their memories?
I do. I do, because I don't, when I'm looking at the field, I'm looking at the events in their life. And when we work with the events in their life, we don't go back and experience it. We just look at the information, the story, or what was sort of deleted from the story. And then through that, we clear what was taken or what was turned off or what was embedded, and restore the divine blueprint. And then we begin to restore. It's a reintegration. So that in some cases is a fragment that is missing. So we restore the fragment as well. So we restore at the spiritual level, soul level, and then we start restoring the memories. And many times they start in that first initial sessions, they start remembering bits and pieces. Or when I'm speaking, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm reading in the field of what happened. Then they're like, oh yeah, that feels very familiar, or that feels true. Even if I don't have a memory of it, that feels true. It feels
Like it happened. Yeah, because I know some people go and have regressive hypnosis. I don't really trust that all that much. So I want to know more about your approach, so that when we have people on who have been abducted and they don't recall all of what happened, we can send them to you.
Thank you.
Because I think it's a healthier, to me, holistic way of approaching a lost memory, because there are more pieces to it. And I don't know, with hypnosis, to be very careful about who's doing it and are they influencing you by the questions they're asking. So it becomes a bit of a quandary, I think.
Good
But
point.
I like this method better that you're offering.
Yeah, the memories being lost also happens when you have deep trauma, and being abducted is the level of deep trauma.
Yes,
that's at the spiritual, energetic, soul, plasmic level. So we want to look at those aspects of the being again. And a lot of times people don't know they've been abducted, but they feel like there's something there because I don't remember, or they come in for something else, a different type of trauma, and then we recognize that as well.
Okay, so it comes up. Yeah. There's still some people that I think they maybe suspect that they were, but they have no memory. So they're still at the effect of the stored trauma.
Yes.
So
and the body will tell you, the body has a way of telling you what is there, the way you react to certain things, what it shows up in the surface, symptoms wise, how you move forward in life or how you don't move forward in life. The body has a way of showing you what you're holding, whether it's fear or whether it's pain or whether it's feeling not enough or the need to feel safe. There's you always have information. The body's always showing you, the environment is showing you. So if we pay attention to what the body is showing us, what is being revealed, what is being shown, then we can begin to start moving in that direction and deciphering.
We
That's
always
so good.
doubt and question, though, don't we?
Sometimes we do because that's how we were, we were taught. What is this about?
Yeah.
Or we ignore it because that's the other thing that we were taught. Just ignore it, just keep going.
Yeah, don't pay attention. It's only a dream or whatever. It doesn't matter. It
Very
does matter. Yeah. Yeah. We have to pay attention or we're going to be at the effect of these traumatic injuries that happened on one level or another. We don't even want to know they're there. Most people don't want to know they're there. So it takes another injury to get them to want to work on it,
Very true.
which is too bad. But it's I guess, a lot of how we are trained.
I feel like a lot of the times the people that have made their ways to me is either they've been suffering from an autoimmune disease or inflammation in their body, or weight gain and hormone imbalance, and they can't seem to balance things out. They've done everything they can, and it just, they just can't find a solution, or they haven't been able to find a solution. And when we break it all apart and let's start with where the root cause is, or where you're holding the most density, and then we start peeling off the layers, then everything begins to align and balance out.
I like what you just said. Find where there is the most density.
Mm-hmm.
That just makes so much sense. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. With chronic illness, autoimmune disease is everywhere now. I mean, we have an exponential amount of people with autoimmune disease today. And there are no cures for that. I mean, they talk about CAR T treatment for that, which they've also used for cancer. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it does what they claim it says that they do, but I've heard it is a brutal treatment. It's 2 weeks in the hospital. No, thank you.
Yeah.
And where's the other parts of it, of why it happened to begin with, right?
Yeah. Well, I work with a lot of people with autoimmune disease, and a lot of the times it's not what it's presenting. Like I said, I've worked with people that have very, like they've done everything they can with the medical community, and they're now in the maintenance phase. And then we uncover that it's something very ancient, and now the pain is gone, completely gone. When I was describing that client that came in, so after 3 sessions, pain was gone. She's walking normally. I had another client who for many years couldn't walk. She had pain in her ankle, and we redirected the energy. We pulled out an implant, and then that same day she walked 7 miles after not walking for years. So things like that. Yeah, and the same for me. I was diagnosed with lupus. I no longer have it. So there is a possibility, a higher possibility than the experience that we're having.
Yeah, I don't see any of these things that are being offered to autoimmune patients as effective. The only thing they do is manage to some degree the symptoms, but people may feel like they're getting better for a little bit and then they go right back into it and they have a new symptom. So it's worse in lots of ways. Have you ever worked with anybody with osteoporosis? That's what PK battles with.
Yeah.
I have with osteoporosis, arthritis, and rheumatoid arthritis. I have worked with actually several women that had osteoporosis, and then something very similar. Like I said, she described, I think it was called osteopenia.
Osteopenia prior to osteoporosis. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And so, did you find like some central energy blockages? I'm just wondering because it seems like there would be some blockages that are kind of per disease.
Yes, everyone had something different. It wasn't like, oh, this is the same thing in everyone. Also with nerve, I've worked with people that have neuropathy, nerve pain, like the nerves just die. So we regrow them. We start energetically and then they grow. And then there's no more pain. But everybody had something different. The ladies that I work with, it wasn't the same thing that they were dealing with. And that's why I like this idea of opening the blueprint, because we're also unique. Even though we're creation itself, our divine blueprint is different. And every life that we lived, maybe some of the lessons are similar, but how we interpret it or how we took them on, how we're still carrying them is different.
I see. Yeah. What about scleroderma? Have you ever worked with anybody with scleroderma or sclerosis?
Sclerosis, yes.
What did
Um,
you find? I must ask. Because that's usually a very tough one to work on at any level.
well, with the particular patient that I'm remembering, there was a lot of self hatred. There's a
Mm.
lot of self loathing, and
Hmm.
that was coming through in the body like fire.
Wow.
And once we cleared all of that, so in her case, we work with the elements, first of all, rebalancing the elements and the emotion and body, the heart. And that was also affecting not like different organ systems. So we had
Yeah.
to clear all the organ systems, and we went one at a time. And when we cleared and we balanced, and even though we're doing one at a time, there's so much overlap. So in actuality, we were clearing the main one and then the overlap of all the symptoms. And when I do that, it takes a couple of sessions because I go one at a time. So it's 11 to 12 sessions. But the results, were pretty significant.
That's great. I knew one person who had sclerosis, a client of mine many, many years ago. And I would say that that fits,
Mm.
the self hatred thing with sclerosis, at least the one patient that I met.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened to your window? You look like a ghost.
I don't. You know,
Excuse me.
that's exact. I'm trying to figure out what in the world's going on.
What is happening over there? You,
Storm coming up here, and I guess the way things have shifted in the light, I'm going, holy, you know what? And I'm trying to figure out how to
I
stop.
know. I feel like we're talking to you from the other side.
I feel like I'm on the other side. I don't know why, but it's like crazy.
Okay, just want to make sure everything's okay over there.
Well, it's supposed to be. But I don't know if it's something in the window or the way the wind is coming through. We've got a storm coming, and I don't know what in the world is creating this, but
Yeah. All right.
so
Just
that's
want to
okay.
make sure you're still on the
Well,
plane
I'm
here.
on,
Plane of
but
the living.
I don't know why I'm on. I feel like I'm on the other side already.
Oh, goodness. Now, I know
Well,
everybody's going to want to know, how much do you charge for your sessions?
We'll have different packages depending
Mhm.
on what we're working on, and also the time. So 25 or 50-minute sessions, and if it's 1 or 3, 5, 10, 20,
Mhm.
or if you're coming into one of my programs, because my programs also have group and individual sessions. So there is a variation to work with, and the more you do, the more I give you a discount. So the greater the discount,
that's good.
just because I also want you to get the most out of it,
Right.
and I'm honoring the commitment that you're making to yourself as well.
Absolutely. Now, do you work with herbs or any other kinds of
Yes,
concoctions, salves, or whatever, or is this purely energetic healing?
It's purely energetic, but we often bring in the frequency of some of the herbs or some of the minerals. So we're bringing different frequencies. Not in every session, it just depends on what I'm working with. I have a particular client who she has little girls, and when I work with her, we work with her little ones, and she will always say, can we give them what they need? And because in the sessions, I bring in the frequency of whatever vitamins, minerals, whatever they're deficient in. So I bring in
Right.
the different particles of that. And also when somebody's in recovery, where they had surgery, or have a client that I have several clients, but this particular one is going through. She calls me every time she has chemotherapy,
Yeah,
and I help replenish her by bringing in the frequency of everything that she's lost in the process. And and
that's a lot.
actually, just recently, yeah, and recently, actually, like 2 weeks ago, she had her, and she was diagnosed about 6 months ago, and they told her it was everywhere, bone marrow, everywhere, and we started working every week together. 2 weeks ago, she shared the new results of the MRI, and it's now isolated only to the liver, and like little pieces in the liver and little pieces in the stomach. So
Wow. Very good.
good
yes,
job.
Yes, she must feel so relieved. Oh my
yes,
goodness.
yes, and she is determined. So it helps when you're determined to
Right.
live and be here and reclaim your health and your vitality in your life.
Yes, yes. I
And
think it's a shame when doctors tell people, well, you're only going to last 5 months or 3 months. I mean, it's so discouraging to people.
Yeah, when I hear that, I tell my clients, I said, that's just information, and that's a baseline, from the baseline from which we're going to leap. So,
Mhm.
so it's
Right.
just what we know right now, but we're going to create something new, a new reality.
Oh, that's a wonderful way to present it. That is
Yeah.
beautiful. That's so good. I love it.
Yeah.
You're amazing. We could just sit at your feet, for all night. Because you have so much wisdom, and I love the ease at which you talk about it, that it's so natural to you, and
Thank you.
you're doing great work. We're so lucky to have you on the show tonight and introduce you to our audience. Yeah, you're you're
learn.
very, very, very special. Now you talk about your shamanic lineage. Where are they all from? Are they
Yeah. So my grandparents, my grandfather was a shaman. He's Mayan and Aztec. Aztec being the most recent predominant one, and my other trainer or my mentor, she's Argentinian and
mhm.
Peruvian. So that's where my lineage is a little bit of the expanded indigenous.
Wow. Yeah, when I saw your beautiful picture, I immediately thought Mayan with
Mhm.
you. And it's funny because, with all the genetic stuff you can get information on now, 23andMe and all those places, they just sent me an update about 6 months ago, and it was a connection to Mayan people. It turns out connected to a Mayan girl who was sacrificed. I'm like, oh, that's great. But
Well,
that was my genetic connection that I discovered. I found that fascinating because I've always felt an affinity for that, and
Mhm.
also with Peru. So, anyways, one of my ancestors was that
Mhm.
poor thing. So, but anyways, it's such a powerful lineage too.
Yeah, the
That
knowledge that you receive,
okay.
it's a pretty powerful opportunity. When people ask me about their ancestors, like I was just working recently with a new client, and she was saying, I call in my ancestors and I asked them for help, and but she was telling me nothing's really changed. And so I said, oh well, when we call our ancestors, we want to call them so that as we heal, they heal. If you're calling your
Oh,
ancestors, they're still carrying the same thing you're carrying. So let's invite them as you're healing, let's invite them to heal. So you're giving them a choice to
wow.
elevate and be free. And then those that move on and they're self actualized, those will come back and help you because now they're free with the
That's
density and all the story and everything.
that's
Um,
brilliant. It
yeah,
makes so much sense.
yeah.
But I've never heard anybody talk about it like that before. Have you? No, right? No, that is really, really a great way to go with all
Yeah,
of it.
and that accelerates our healing too. Everything that we're carrying in our field, the codes that we're carrying for them, the contracts, the agreements, and then we're not just taking. We're because they're also going through their karma. They're also going through, and then they're going to come back. So we want to offer them that possibility of freedom and ascension. So if
Mhm.
they want to come back, now they're coming back without any of the baggage that we're holding that they're
Yes.
holding.
Oh, that makes so much sense. It's wonderful. Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Okay, I got to sign up for a session. I know that. So I
I'm a
have to
godmother.
experience this. I do because everything you're saying resonates so beautifully, and it's all harmonious. You look at our medical system; it's great for crisis medicine, but it's so aggressive and intrusive, and it forgets about everything but the parts of the body. So I love healing when it's talked about like this because that's really what it's supposed to
all the
be.
difference.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us more about, because I have questions here about your experiences walking the halls of the starship. I mean, what was that like? Gosh.
So when I was introduced to the ship, I was first introduced to my ship, and it was almost like I was immediately transported there. So initially, it just felt like being in the field in a plasmic field, and
Hmm.
then the plasmic field sort of began to take shape, and then they began to show me. I recognize aspects of myself, their higher selves. I recognize some of the luminous beings that I was working with them there. And as I continued to visit my ship, I met other members. So your ship is intelligence. Your ship is consciousness. Your ship it's an extension of you. It's everything that you are. It's your core star. So when you go to your ship, anything you ever want to know or any healing upgrade activation that you will ever need is there available to you. And connection with others. So information. So when we seek for information, like for instance, the Akash, you have your own living library in your ship that you can walk into and just experience. If you're ready to change timelines, you can also go the air and complete all the timelines. If you're healing something of yourself and you're ready to upgrade your codes, there's a place for that. So everything you'll ever need, it's in your ship.
Right there. Wow.
Yeah, it's sort of this sort of ever-changing kind of organic and inorganic, and also this consciousness that kind of molds and shapes as you're evolving as well. I've been there many times, and sometimes I when I arrive, I'm sort of in the arrival room or in the main room, and it has doors, and one is to the main control room, the other one is to the med space, and sometimes I bring clients there into the med space, and it has other chambers. Some of the chambers are pure technology, so you go in and as soon as you go in, you feel like you're being scanned. So what they're doing is they're scanning your codes to see which codes you're ready to upgrade. And it's always what you're ready for. It's not something they immediately just take over and do, because you're also in agreement. You also have free will. But just by being there, you're already open to that possibility of the next level of you. And so these are the rooms, in the rooms, like I said, they're exactly what you need. Some of them look like this beautiful crystal and sacred geometry or sacred symbol room, where you go in and you just feel the frequency of each of the codes and the tones of the codes, and you become one with it. So you feel yourself coming in, and the minute you come in, you feel yourself like your awareness of yourself kind of blending into the space of these tones and beautiful sacred symbols. So the experience is always very different. But I like to, when somebody comes to my ship, I like to walk them through and say, okay, you're going to go in here, and this is this room, and just to give them the sort of a full experience. But the ship itself, like I said, it has everything you need. So you can walk down forever down a corridor and say, this is the room for this, and this is the room for that. This is the, because there's always everything you need. And then there's another room where I take in my clients, and they connect to their families. So it's this beautiful, powerful room that you go in, and the top feels open or looks open. And then the center, it's like a beam of light. And it's more like a portal, because they step forward from there. So when we go into the room, I invite a minimum of 7, but usually it's a lot more. In some occasions, it's been less than 7 for. But I always invite the highest frequency of family, starseed family members that want to come in and connect with the individual and share some of the technology or activate within them the technology or share messages of their lineage. When I take my clients in, the room is this enormous room that it feels like it's infinite, but it feels full with the number of beings that come through. But usually who they speak to is the collective of those beings. So those are the between 4 and 7.
Maria, your husband, how does he respond to all of this? Is he equally as intelligent about this as you are, or is it a surprise?
There's no husband. There's no husband at the moment. When I was sharing my experience of my kids were born and everything was falling apart, that was one of them. The marriage fell apart. Right. But it felt like we're really good friends now, and he's a great co-parent. But it needed to happen for the next level, of everyone.
Yeah.
Whether he had the same feelings about things or the same abilities that you did, or anything about it. So he
no.
What you had there, so you've got the great kids.
No, he like many of us, we choose people. Some of them are soul family, some of them are not, but we choose people because you're really ready to complete certain things. And he was that for me. He was somebody that helped me. He didn't even know he was doing it. Helped me unlock a lot of the stuff that I was carrying for many lifetimes that I was finally able to clear, because the choice was live this life or be the person that I came here to be, so that I can also honor the choice that my kids made to be part of my life. Um, so lots of things that were clear. So I am very grateful for that, because that opened up so many other possibilities, and I have been able to embody so many higher aspects of myself since that experience, and especially recently, like Ashara Tarama, which is right next to my name, which is one of my higher selves, who is the cosmic being. She's she's like the mother love, but she's also like the Sophianic dragon, plasmic dragon. She's all of this powerful wisdom, expansion that comes through, and especially in my sessions. So he was a catalyst for many of my clearings and letting go and up leveling.
How does it affect his situation with the children?
Well, because I've had these conversations from the beginning with my children, when they could understand, I said, "Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for choosing me to be your guide. Thank you for choosing me to be your mentor. Thank you for choosing me to be your teacher." So I've had these conversations about that, and I've had conversations with them, and because they're also very intuitive, so they can see, receive, and know that he is who he is, and that it's his choice to evolve or not. And it's also their choice how they want to interact with him.
That's what I was
Yeah.
curious
That's
about
wonderful.
interaction, because they are obviously going to be much further ahead than he is.
Yeah. Already are very
Yeah.
much. So.
That doesn't create a problem with the parenting aspect of him.
Not necessarily, because initially I think it was harder for him, and so he was more focused on me than the children. So I created the environment where he would have to come in and be part of part of them, or lose that relationship. It was really up to him. But I kept the door open, and I kept the invitation with clear boundaries. As he started stepping in, then he realized, okay, this is not going to happen, but this I can elevate, I can hold, I can build this relationship with my children.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Gosh.
Yes.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful.
But it
Well,
took him a while to recognize their talents as well, because he had just different parenting, different approach, and so he saw them as, I am the parent, I know better, I tell them what to do. And my approach was, how do you feel? What would you like?
right.
This is wonderful for you.
Building their self-confidence.
Right.
Yes. Wonderful.
Yes,
You're such a great mom. Yeah. It's a wonderful way to be with your kids. It really is. Now, Mother Mary is also a part of your entourage, right?
Yes. Mother Mary, Joshua, and Mary Magdalene, Isis as well, Hathor have been part of my entourage. I would say more of we've been part of the same team with the same mission. And, in different situations, they've come in to support, activate, or clear.
Yeah. They all play a role. They all have their own frequency and way of approaching things. So do you find that, well, this is probably a question I can answer myself, but you must find then that certain entities that come to do work with you are best for certain people, that they might respond better to Mary or Isis than they would to something else or someone else. So did they just naturally show up that way?
They just naturally show up. I don't have to invite them. They know so the way it works, like I said, I channel source. So I open up the field and I connect directly to source, and then who is meant to come in comes in. I don't usually say archangels or Elohim come in, or Mother Mary, or Andromeda come in. I'm just holding the space for the individual, and I'm reading the field, and I'm saying this and that and that. So I'm kind of writing the prescription. I'm kind of uncovering the root, and then writing the prescription, and then who either has a connection with the individual or has the technology or the codes will come in and they do the work. So I just keep the space open.
Wonderful.
It could be anybody.
Yeah, it could be anybody, and that also there's no part of me that is saying I think this is better for you.
Right.
Just
Right.
allow.
Yeah, it's the team. So there's no ego involved at all. It's just pure spiritual consciousness that's coming in
Yes.
and
Yes.
saying, we're here
And
to
it's
help whoever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And when they come in, you can feel the difference. So when it's Mother Mary's, it's expanded love. When it's Mary Magdalene, she comes in with this kind of strength and force moving forward to create and uncreate. Ashara Tarma is very much like that as well. When I work with like the Andromedan or the Lyran or the Syrians, it's always a different frequency that they come in, but it's all very powerful. But
Yeah.
I can sense like, oh, okay, the Andromedan are here. Oh, okay, the Lyran Royal Council is here, or the Syrians are here, or Mother Mary, or Ashara, or and so I just share who's here, and then I'm the observer, and I'm saying this is what they're doing, this is what they're bringing in, this is what they're telling you. So I'm sharing the messages as the work is being done, and then I check in. How do you feel? Check this area of your body. How does that feel? Sometimes I have them stand up and walk around. How does that feel, especially if you're working on something physical? How does what are you feeling in your heart? Or the codes are moving in a spiral through your field, or the Sophianic dragons are coming in, or the tones are coming in. So I'm describing, I'm the narrating, I'm observing, and I'm sharing what I'm noticing in the field, and I check in to see how they're receiving it, how they're allowing, how they're integrating.
So please give your website again, how people can get in touch with you. Your website is
360prosperity.com. And when you go 360 Prosperity, there's a work with me section. And when you go to individual and you scroll down, there's book a call now, and that is the discovery call. And in the discovery call, you can ask me any questions. If you're wondering about your mission, if there's something that you've been working through and you haven't been able to move, the areas are wealth, so wealth consciousness, health, healing your body, your multidimensional body, spirit, soul as well. Activating the codes within you so that you can become your higher potential. Relationships, because everything is source, everything is in the source creation. So when we start there, we upgrade any area of your life or every area of your life.
Wow. That's so wonderful. Oh my gosh. All right, everybody. You can book your phone call, and I'm sure it's going to be an absolutely incredible call. So, and also wealth consciousness, very big right now. People want to enjoy their money rather than see it disappear.
Yes.
Or high prices
and
for
it's
food.
available to all of us.
So yeah, it's all connected, right? It's all connected.
Definitely.
Yes, we were created to have. Yes.
Yeah. So it's been a pleasure, really, just an
Thank
absolute
you. Thank
pleasure.
you so much. It's been my pleasure as well. Thank you for
goodness. Now, would you please come back and talk just about wealth and how that gets all mixed up for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to have you do that. So again, it's been a pleasure. We're getting the word from Joel. We have 1 minute to wrap. So again, Maria, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria.
We'll be back next week.
So
With another great show. And I have to say, I'm so sorry, but Facebook shut down all my accounts. So you're going to have to find me on X. They even shut down Instagram. So I have no idea why, other than somebody hacked into all my accounts. So find us on X, and I'm working to get all of this resolved. But it's not that I've abandoned you. I have not. I just have to find another avenue to communicate about our wonderful shows and guests coming up. So
let's check out and see what we can do with how it falls into mine.
Yeah, yours is still okay. Mine is not. So,
blend them together.
If there are any experts that know how to deal with this with Facebook, please get a hold of me. But until next week, I will see you on the Blue Highway.